brought to you by Bethel School of Technology. Learn more at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman. Welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. Hey, if you're watching or listening, would you help us spread the word? You can do that by giving us a follow on podcast and a 5-star review. If you're watching via YouTube, subscribe and click on the share button and share that video. Okay, so I'm going to try not to get too fired up, but this is I think, a moral problem in the world of work. And what's interesting is it is being positioned by those who are doing this thing in the world of leadership as, it's not immoral at all. And I think it's absolutely immoral. And I think it's causing a lot of stress, causing a lot of emotional damage. What is it? Here is the headline. This is a CBS News article that I have in my hands. Headline: that job you applied for might not exist. Here's what's behind a boom in ghost jobs. When I first saw this, I just shook my head. This is straight up awful. There's just no sugarcoating this. What is this? Let's get into this. More companies are admitting to posting realistic-looking job openings that don't exist. It's catfishing. In the corporate world, it's fake. It's some sick dude posing as a woman or whatever catfishing is. I don't even know. Is that kind of the deal? Yeah. I remember the poor guy that played linebacker. He was an All-American for Notre Dame, Manti Te'o. It was the most famous case of this. Poor guy. Ruined his life. Embarrassed the crap out of him. It's awful. What I'm about to share is catfishing in the corporate world. It's corporate catfishing. I wish I'd have come up with this earlier. You could title the show that, because that's what this is. Here we go. 40% of companies, 40%. Did you catch that? 40% of American companies admit to posting a fake job listing this year. God save us. This is from a May survey of 650 hiring managers from the career site Resume Builder. 3 in 10 companies currently have fake listings on their sites. And hiring managers themselves are often behind these ghost jobs. Now, are you ready to get really upset? 7 in 10 hiring managers say that they believe that corporate catfishing is a morally acceptable practice. And it's beneficial. Oh my gosh. Okay. I got to be honest with you. I'd love to get these 7 out of 10 people in a room. And I would literally love to get one of those, like, those nondescript rooms, Alex, that you see on these, sometimes you see these, when they'll test out products or whatever, and they're just getting people in there and they're just kind of saying, tell me what you think. I'd like to get those 7 out of 10 catfishers in the room, put them under the lights, cameras rolling, and I would want them to walk through why this is morally acceptable. Because let me tell you what it actually does. Here's what it does. This makes the job seekers already difficult search and stressful search. It makes it so much worse. And let me tell you what else it does. If word were to get out that companies were doing this, it would absolutely hurt their brand. You watch me come up with evidence right now, Alex, that there's a big-time company in Nashville doing this, and we put it out, and it went all over Nashville. Let me tell you something. It would absolutely hurt the business. It would absolutely erode trust and hurt the business. Kind of needs to happen. That's what we need. We need some investigative reporter to like literally expose this. And I would sing it from the mountaintops. I think this is so morally reprehensible. So 7 out of 10 hiring managers say that corporate catfishing is morally acceptable. I say it's lying. Do you think lying is morally acceptable? God help me what the answers might be to that question. We live in such a wacky world today. Lying is not and never will be morally acceptable. All right. Why do they think it's morally acceptable? The CBS article gives us more of the data from the Resume Builder survey. Here are the motives for corporate catfishing, which is posting a job that doesn't actually exist. This drives me crazy. One of the reasons is that leaders want to trick current employees into thinking that the business is not only growing, but making an effort to hire more workers and alleviate their existing workloads. So leaders are trying to trick and manipulate people who are overworked, overloaded, into thinking that help is on the way. This is straight up mental and emotional manipulation. That's evil. Another reason hiring managers said their goal is to signal to current employees that they are replaceable. Oh, great. So now we're going to hold a gun to their head. That is morally reprehensible. It is manipulation. It is evil. And then this is just pure laziness. 60% hiring managers said they just collect resumes for a fake job listing just to have some talent on file for a later date. No intention of hiring anyone. Now, Resume Builder asked these hiring managers, does this work? And most say it does. 70% of them said posting fake job listings boosted revenue. 65% said the job ads had a positive impact on morale. Bull. That's a lie. By the way, are we supposed to believe these people who said they openly think it's okay to lie? So now I'm supposed to believe that it boosted productivity? It boosted morale? That's an absolute lie. By the way, nobody at CBS News calls this stuff out. Nobody's calling this out. I'm calling it out. Nobody's calling this out. This is absolute garbage. I don't believe that it helped morale. I will say, I'll bet you there was a short-term spike in productivity. Why? Let's go back to a simple example. Let's go back to being a kid or a teenager and your mom or dad came in and said, you got to clean your room. And they walked away. Did your productivity jump up? Probably not. But if mom and dad walked in and said, I'm standing here, you need to get started. Someone hovering over you, threatening you, punishing you potentially. Listen, fear is what drove productivity spikes in these instances. It wasn't positive morale boosting engagement, which boosts productivity. That is not what happened here. You stick a gun to somebody's head, they will do what you tell them to do. And that is emotional. It's the same emotional thing as what they're doing here. Oh, I'm gonna put out a job posting and make sure you know about it. The job posting is for your gig. It's manipulation. And here's what I know. Fear tactics do work, but only for a short time. Productivity is not going to stay up if this is what you continue to do to manipulate people. You know what they're going to do? They're going to grow weary of feeling like the shoe is about to drop on them all the time. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to start looking. And eventually, after they look, they're going to leave. This is an awful, awful practice. Let me mention one other collateral piece of damage here. Corporate uppity ups and people that are doing this kind of crap, it's selfish. I want you to think about the other person on the end of that application. They applied for a job with some hope, and you are one more cricket sounding to them, and the lack of response wears on people mentally and emotionally. It is absolutely damaging to people who might be struggling mentally, emotionally, and they get a little hope when they apply for your fake job. You liars. Stop this.
Launch your tech career today at betheltech.net/Ken Coleman.